They're known as Islamic State, Daesh, ISIS or ISIL, and they symbolise what the West must defeat today. But their emergence has its roots in the invasion of Iraq in 2003, a war many millions warned against.
Back up! Back up!
Previewing around Australian cinemas is We Are Many, a British documentary about the day 30 million people shook the globe in protests against the invasion of Iraq.
Bush, you can't hold us back!
Here to promote We Are Many is anti-war activist Vincent Emanuel, a former United States Marine who did 2 tours of Iraq
Take their medals back!
and refused a third.
It was quite obvious to me that the things we were doing to the Iraqi people, like shooting at innocent people, torturing the people we brought in, many of the prisoners obviously innocent, and even those who weren't innocent, a lot of them were just simply trying to fight us, the occupying forces, to get us out of the country.
Firas Naji fled Iraq after the First Gulf War. He and his family protested against the Iraq invasion in 2003, and he says while he had mixed feelings then, alarm bells were ringing.
The majority of Iraqis, they wanted to get rid of Saddam Hussein, that's a given, but it is the method that the way America went in the war without real collaboration with the Iraqi people, and most importantly, without any guarantees about the outcome and what will happen post the war, that all sent big alarm bells.
It's now widely accepted that the media in the English-speaking world acted as a cheer squad for the war. Taking the Australian media to task in his book, The War on Journalism, is journalist and author Andrew Fowler. He says while some outlets challenged the case for war, they were drowned out by the Murdoch media.
Now, the major culprit of the propaganda war that was being waged in this country was the Australian newspaper that ran countless editorials and very one-eyed coverage supporting the war, as though it was like supporting a football team. It was like an echo chamber of the Canberra government at the time, of John Howard.
With the carnage by ISIS in France, Lebanon and Turkey, ramping up military action in Syria is not the way to go, say peace groups. The Anti-Bases Campaign Coalition has called on the Australian government to withdraw from military involvement in Syria, and Dr. Hannah Middleton says peaceful alternatives must be considered.
We're saying, look, Canada has stopped bombing Syria. Why can't our government? And then we have to impose the kind of sanctions that will make it possible for us to shrink the area controlled by ISIS, but also by a number of the other groups who have been equally brutal.
Perhaps predictably, politicians will ignore this advice. But if history shows us anything, what starts out small grows bigger over time.